You'll save money. That's where Walmart comes in. Oh my gosh, look at your card. It looks like your bedroom. Or your car.
How Stephanie Becker eats a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Oh, I like to eat one of my Reese's right away and save the other one for later. It's later.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
Introducing Wendy's Cheddar Lovers Bacon Cheeseburger. It's
$6.78, and a great value for all of you out there too.
Women who are or potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle broken tablets because of the risk of a specific kind of birth defect. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information they can provide.
A time when the band was planning to record the follow-up record to their multi-platinum debut.
He fit in perfectly. Mark, you want to join the band? Sure, done. You know, problem number one handled. Well, let's make a record.
Having sold 5 million copies of Shake Your Money Maker, the band was now in a position of strength to renegotiate their unfavorable deal with Rick Rubin's Deaf American Records.
You know, Rick wasn't really fully staffed. Sometimes that's beneficial, and here's how it's beneficial, because nobody's paying attention to options.
After Shake Your Money Maker, it sold like 5 million copies worldwide. Rick forgot to pick up his option on this.
And when I notified Rick and the lawyer,
I know.
Helping people experience the joy and fulfillment of reading is very important to me. Start early. Get your child interested in reading through newspapers, magazines, and books. Read to your children. Encourage them to read every day by themselves. Reading is the most precious gift you can give them. They'll love you for it.
Encourage your child to read every day.
There is a body wash with a beautiful fragrance. It does more than soften your skin. It seduces your senses. You won't believe what a Caress shower can do. Before you dress, caress.
I used to wonder if I was too old to go back to school. Now I know I wasn't alone. I used to worry about my future. Now I know I have one. I used to wonder if I made the right decision. Now I know. I should have called sooner.
Get a start on your future now. Call ITT Tech at 1-800-942-0099 for an informative brochure. That's 1-800-942-0099.
Yo, tired of waiting for the perfect jams for your Millennium Party? Pick up Millennium Hip Hop Party from Rhino Records. You'll get White Lines,
Pure as the driven snow,
Hip Hop Hooray, Baby Got Back, artists like LL Cool J, House of Pain, Heavy D and the Boys, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Dr. Dre. This is the only CD you'll need to get your party started and keep it going into the next century. Wrap in the new millennium with the 18 biggest hits in hip-hop history, only from Rhino Records. To order, call the number on your screen or send check or money order to the address shown. Must be 18 to order.
You want to get the most out of every day and the most out of your contact lenses. They need to work as long and as hard as you do. To get more mileage out of your lenses, you need the power and ease of OptiFree Super Cleanse Daily Protein Remover. Call for your free
Storytelling. Defeat had become
hand-painted tiles from all over the world. And he held it all together with an old Indian formula for mortar that mixed sand, cement, water, goat's milk, and the hard Arizona clay known as caliche. Many of the items that are part of the structure were given to Boyce. Others he collected, like an old shell casing from World War II that he turned into a bell. He even incorporated petroglyphs into the walls.
Why not? Right out here is 1,000 years old. It's from the Hopi Reservation.
Boyce was clearly an animal lover.
That doghouse, I love it. My father built that too. It's an Indian teepee. And the lower part's for the dog, the upper part's for the cat. Way on top of the birds' land too, on the pieces of cholla.
Animal sculptures are everywhere. Especially snakes.
The snake is the Indian holy symbol. It means defiance, wisdom, and protection. And on the reservations here in the Southwest, it's against the law to even kill a rattlesnake.
The castle's several buildings are connected by 5 courtyards. There are 5 different levels to the structure as well, linked by staircases of varying design that are just more examples of Boyce's imagination.
He had his creativity. A lot of us don't have. He could look at something and we would say, well, that's just an old shell. He saw a bell. How can you explain that?
Over the years, a lot of people have asked how much Boyce spent to build the castle.
We have no idea what it cost him. I don't think my father would be able to tell us either. If he were here right now, he wouldn't be able to say it.
Mary Lou's childhood fascination with castles has never left her.
Every year, for years and years, what's so strange about this, we'd say, well, we'll give it another year. Now, this is 54 years later. I'm not saying that anymore.
When we come back, we'll explore the inside of the Mystery Castle.
HGTV invites you to enjoy the only show devoted to everyone's favorite room, the kitchen, Tuesday night at 10 on HGTV.
Wow, a new Coach edition. This is going to be some anniversary. He's going to love it.
Introducing the Lexus ES300 Coach Edition with a Coach leather-trimmed interior, CD auto changer, moonroof, OZ wheels, and, conveniently enough, a set of Coach luggage.
Happy anniversary.
Coach luggage, how thoughtful.
Get to know your favorite TV moms a little better.
With TV Moms at Home.
This is my home, and I love it so much.
Join your favorite TV moms for a personal tour of their private homes.
It's a casual house and grandchild friendly.
It's my taste, so I think it's good.
You just don't go in everyone's home and find a pool table in the kitchen.
Watch TV Moms at Home because Mother knows best.
Coming up next on HGTV Home and Garden Television.
Welcome back to Extreme Homes. We're in Arizona, about to enter the Phoenix landmark known as the Mystery Castle. Around here, its owner, Mary Lou Gully, is known as the Princess. To help defray upkeep costs, she sometimes gives tours of her domain. We began our exploration in the smaller building that was once the caretaker's cottage. It consists of 3 rooms and one particularly fetching fireplace.
It's Roman brick right around the fireplace, but the rest of it is turquoise and copper, found right here on the property.
From there, we headed into the larger castle quarters and began to see how eccentric and exotic and huge the place really is.
It's 8,000 square feet under roof. We're not counting the 5 patios.
Mary Lou has dubbed one expansive space the main lounge.
It's the first room that he built, and he was ahead of his time. In the 30s, they were not building large rooms. They didn't believe in hallways. I would say it's a circular L. And the fireplace is the center theme, of course, and that way the fireplace fans out, heats both sides. The table was made by the Oaxacan Indians and the chairs, and the view is wonderful. We get a great view of Camelback Mountain.
Adjacent to the lounge is the kitchen, one of the princess's favorite spots, although it doesn't look like she does too much cooking in it.
It's large, and yet it's so much like some of the new homes today where they have what they call working areas.
One of the more intriguing spaces in the castle functions as a guest room, with a bed that rolls out on tracks and a window made with the lids from old refrigerator dishes. It also has an impossible-to-ignore central feature that gave the room its name.
The old caretaker who was here for many years told me that lightning struck that great big saguaro growing there. And my father said, that gives me an idea. I'm going to build a room around it called the saguaro room. The painting there was presented to me by Governor Symington, the Governor's Award I won in 1995 for a very unusual historic property.
Though Mary Lou has added her own whimsical decorative touch to the castle, she has in no way diminished the impact made here by the man who built it. Portraits of Boyce that Mary Lou commissioned also keep his presence alive, but there have been some ghostly visitations as well.
I really feel my father's presence. I actually hate to admit it, because, you know, living in an odd house, they might think you're a little kooky anyway, but I'm not into that sort of thing. But I have actually seen him once, and I'm not kidding you. This is true. It wasn't scary at all. Matter of fact, I wanted to talk to him. One night I was sleeping in my father's bedroom because my husband was sick with the flu, and I didn't want to catch it. And I saw this tall man walking right by the bed, and he stopped and looked, and I saw it was my father. I jumped out of bed, and I said, "Daddy." And it just went like that. He was gone.
Mary Lou has also seen a ghost on the other side of the castle in a very interesting trio of spaces, starting with the bar room.
And the bar itself is an authentic half of a Conestoga wagon. Did you notice the bunks for the drunks? If you've had too much to drink, you just spend the night. I think it's a great idea for the local bars.
Down the hall was a room with a more sacred purpose.
There's a little private chapel, following out the hacienda idea of the Southwest, having a chapel in your home, because a lot of people are far, far away from churches. We have had weddings there once in a while by request, and the bride and groom stand right between those 2 snake designs that you saw.
And between the bar and the wedding chapel is a room known as Purgatory.
It's between heaven and hell. You have to figure out which way you want to go. Now, heaven could be the bar to some people, and hell could be the chapel, or vice versa. And the settee in there is we call the chieftain's throne. There's a little fireplace there, too, that I like. Beehive style.
One sculpture in there is a particular favorite.
That's our mascot out here, made by an artist in Mexico City. And I love the lizard.
He guards the very trapdoor that led Mary Lou and her late mother to the deed of the castle so many years ago. It was an adventure that for Mary Lou began a lifetime transformed by living in a very unusual home.
They say you take on your surroundings and your personality. And of course, I meet people from all around the world, and that's changed my life quite a bit too, and made me more gregarious. And I'm far from shy. I used to be a real shy violet, not anymore. I had chances to sell it, especially lately, and no, I would never sell it. I plan to leave the Castleville Foundation, so it'll be carried on my father's and my mother's name.
I guess you could say the Princess of Phoenix lived in her castle happily ever after. Well, when we come back, we're going from one extreme to another when we visit an unusual Connecticut country home. Designed by an internationally known architect, some say that from above it looks quite a bit like 3 flying saucers hovering in the forest.
It's another hot, sunny day here in the valley with high temperatures.
Berto says he has a chemistry question for you.
His old dad, the chemistry major.
What do you suppose he has on his mind?
Beats me. But whatever it is, Lowe's can show us how.
Here he is now.
Remember, son, in pools, as in life, chemistry is everything. Proper chlorine level is essential to pool health. Chlorine kills bacteria, banishes algae, and oxidizes organic material. Chlorine demand is what you need to destroy contaminants. Chlorine residual is what's left to fight new contaminants. Read product labels carefully and test the water frequently.
Berto's so proud of his perfect pool. Here he is now.
Quick, get out! If he catches us in here, it'll superchlorinate the water again!
It's not that hard. Lowe's can show you how.
When it comes to home improvement, Lowe's knows.
This is the one. I was so psyched it came out. My brothers dared me to do it. I didn't think I could keep up.
Kodak Max.
Now, I've got proof.
Film that captures action and takes great pictures in almost any light. Low light, sunlight, action, or still.
So, when's the hard part?
Kodak Max. It's all you need to know about film.
In the world of tools, there's only one true craftsman. Craftsman makes anything possible. Oh, yeah.
For your free brochure, call 1-800-283-2831.
Great movie.
Great game.
Great movie.
Gossamer Bay.
Great idea.
Gossamer Bay. Something to agree on.
Welcome back to Extreme Homes. Next, we'll be taking a long, lingering look at a wonderful house nestled in a Connecticut wood. It was commissioned by Nancy Steinman and her late husband Henry some 10 years ago. Although it was to be built in the heart of New England, where traditional architecture is the norm, the Steinmans weren't interested in fitting in with their surroundings in the usual way. What they wanted was a home that instead blended seamlessly with its natural setting.
This land was all raw, so we had to hike in. But it was just stunning, and we brought a friend who's an arborist, and he actually at that time called it Sylvan Hill, which we named the house. There are 13 acres. The house sort of grew on the hillside. Our young architect, Lester Corzilius, was right along with some thoughts that I had, and my husband also was very progressive in ideas. And actually, during a meeting, my husband was doodling and doodled a house. Actually, Lester took that house and made a few round changes, and that's really the house.
Nevertheless, even if Sylvan Hill did grow out of a drawing made by Henry Steinman, the couple was astonished when they saw what their architect had in mind.
We didn't know that it was going to go round. And I wasn't sure. So I said, I'm not sure I'm going to know how to deal in a house where there are no edges. And now it's just normal.
But what's normal to Nancy is positively astounding to those gazing at the space for the first time.
The house, as it is on the hill, sort of replicates the canopies of the trees. And it sets in to the land. It doesn't project out of it. It's just part of the landscape. In all the pavilions, there's a lot of indoor-outdoor feeling. So from wherever we are, we could just go outside. And we have a large deck that goes all around.
The many windows and doors reflect the trees, making it hard to tell really where the forest ends and the house begins. And helping the house to blend in with its surroundings is the abundance of natural wood siding.
Well, it's Alaskan yellow cedar. This is really the best time of the year for the color of the house. It's just spectacular. It's just sort of ripe and lush, and the colors are stunning. It reflects the landscape. In the night, either with a moon or there's some downlighting on the house that it just hovers. But every season is absolutely beautiful. I don't know which one is the most beautiful. We cut down quite a few trees, but we kept all the best ones, and we named certain trees after friends, and there are some trees that are named after Henry. My husband, 2.5 years ago, passed away, and it's so comforting for me to stay here, actually, and be in the house that we have enjoyed, and we did enjoy planning. It took us 3 years to plan to build this house. I feel a lot of peace here.
And when we come back, we'll go inside to see how Nancy lives in her 3 round pavilions.
A show summary is available on our website at www.hgtv.com, or send a self-addressed stamped business-size envelope to Extreme Homes, Box 50970, Knoxville, Tennessee 37950. Please include the episode number on the outside of both envelopes. Explore some of America's most fascinating homes, one story at a time. If Walls Could Talk, Monday at 10 Eastern on HGTV Home and Garden Television.
On the next Extreme Homes, this house really is the cat's meow. Visit the feline-friendly home of 2 cat-crazy artists and their pampered pets. Then, if less is more, this house has it all. See how the stark decor makes the artwork leap off the walls. Extreme Homes, next Sunday at 8:30 on HGTV.
Say, did you hear about the English ivy that died from a bad case of shot hole fungus?
No, I didn't.
Apparently it couldn't handle its diphenamide.
Diphenamide! For those of you who actually have a life outside of gardening, there's garden.com. With tons of plants, expert advice, and home delivery, we can help anyone have a great garden. Now you don't need a green thumb, just an index finger.
Wow, a new Coach edition. This is going to be some anniversary. He's going to love it.
Introducing the Lexus ES300 Coach Edition with a Coach leather-trimmed interior, CD auto changer, moonroof, OZ wheels, and, conveniently enough, a set of Coach luggage.
Happy anniversary.
Coach luggage, how thoughtful.
Call for your free book and find out why more people are building with Trex Easy Care decking. Trex, the deck of a lifetime.
Well, I've decided. Tonight's the night I'm gonna pop the question.
So did you get the ring yet?
No, I had a better idea. I wanted to get her something that says, I'm really in this for the long haul. It's a train. What? I'm making a commitment here.
Call toll-free 1-877-99-TRAIN for a free Train Home Comfort Guide and learn how to choose the right air conditioning and heating system for your home.
Go, go, go! Please, take it down. Oh, that's a reliable door.
So? I've busted through doors all my life. It's the nicest I've seen.
Look, magnetic weather stripping.
Seals like a refrigerator. That's a forever white frame. It won't yellow.
And a 25-year guarantee.
Other doors only give you 10.
Pretty, too. Sir?
Go, go, go! Reliable entry doors. Available at Lowe's and online.
Welcome back to Extreme Homes. We're in Connecticut, about to see the inside of Nancy Steinman's Sylvan Hill. One thing's for sure, it's not your run-of-the-mill New England box. In fact, there's nothing square about it. What it is a house that interacts with its environment in a mesmerizing manner. Accordingly, there are doorways inviting one to step out or in at every turn. The main entrance, though, is at the end of a sun-dappled walkway that passes by a well-used greenhouse. From there, to the right, is access to the kitchen and family room pavilion. As in each of the home's three main structures, there are expansive views of the forest through every window. Trellised skylights run continuously along the perimeter of each pavilion, flooding the interior with sun and further blurring the distinction between the inside and the natural world. And although the pavilions are unmistakably circular, Nancy found that she didn't need to buy special curved furniture to fit. She merely adjusted her way of looking at space.
I think that what happened is I had to think in more dimensions than I was used to. It worked out that everything became a segment of a space. So if I thought in terms of just setting a sofa, then I would need to have it relate to another sitting area and how its relationship is with other furniture. But we've used our furniture, and that was sort of a goal. We didn't buy a lot of new furniture. We picked up some antique pieces, some chests, some tables, but a lot of pine, some country things, very casual. This is not a formal house.
A case in point is the marvelous country kitchen that would be right at home in a colonial. With expansive counter space and a commercial range, it's a wonderful place to cook and to relax. A fieldstone fireplace and hearth anchor the family room section of the pavilion. And if a fire isn't burning, there's always the outside to watch. A long gallery space leads into the guest quarters. Below is a huge wine cellar. Farther down the art-filled passageway is the living room and dining room pavilion, which, though of the same exterior dimension as the others, has, as we've seen, a very different feeling.
Oftentimes, living rooms are sort of a decorate and dust experience. But in this, I wanted to bring the high ceilings actually lower. I wanted to make it cozier and more intimate. To differentiate spaces in the living room, we have a bluestone on the floor in a grid pattern with the wood, and that kind of defines that space. And it worked quite well. When I entertain and have people for dinner, it's all right there. I can have everything set out on the counter, and of course I have the little burners there that can heat up and do crepes and anything.
The highest pavilion of Sylvan Hill contains the master suite. Here, Nancy relied on simple furnishings so as not to detract from the views in both the bedroom and the bath.
We like openness, so we had all the glass. The Hollywood lights around the mirror just sort of highlighted it and sort of made it sparkle at night. Everything is a perfect circle, so it just, it just is the perfect circle behind the bedroom.
In fact, you might say the entire home is the perfect circle ×3. And even though she's decided to sell her home, Nancy has no regrets about building Sylvan Hill.
was the most wonderful way to spend money I've ever experienced. I mean, it was like little presents that happened all the time. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was much better.
Sylvan Hill surprised us too, and we wouldn't have it any other way. I hope you enjoyed the houses we visited today. They just go to show there's no limit to the creativity that people of vision can put into their homes. It seems like in every corner of the United States, there's another amazing abode just waiting to astonish us. So join us next time on Extreme Homes, where the only thing you can expect is the unexpected.
Meet the skilled artisans that are today's modern masters. Tuesday night at 10:30 on HGTV, Home and Garden Television. Get fresh country decorating ideas in the heart of New York City with the Country Home Manhattan Showplace.
If you're interested in the future trends of country home design, this is a great